What if the fatigue, the lack of motivation, the muscle loss, and yes, even the struggles in the bedroom could start turning around with something you add to your morning coffee? I'm Dr. Lina, and in my 12 years as a urologist specializing in men's health, I've worked with thousands of men over 60 who thought declining testosterone was just something they had to accept. They believed that feeling tired all the time, losing muscle despite trying to stay active, and watching their drive disappear was simply part of getting old. But here's what I need you to understand. Healthy testosterone levels are possible at any age, and sometimes supporting them naturally is simpler than you think. Before we go any further, do me a favor. Hit that like button right now, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from, and make sure you're subscribed. Because what I'm about to share could genuinely transform how you feel every single day. Let me start by telling you about a patient who walked into my office feeling like half the man he used to be. His name was Marcus, 67 years old, retired high school teacher, sharp mind. But when he sat across from me, everything about his body language said, defeated. Dr. Lina, he said quietly, I don't recognize myself anymore. I wake up exhausted even after a full night's sleep. I've lost 15 pounds of muscle in the past 2 years, even though I'm trying to stay active. And my wife, she's been so patient, but I can see the disappointment when I just don't have any interest anymore. He looked down at his hands. I feel like I'm disappearing. Like the man I was is just gone. I've had this conversation more times than I can count. And every time I see the same things, shame, frustration, and that quiet resignation that breaks my heart. Because here's what happens. Men start experiencing the symptoms of declining testosterone, and they assume it's irreversible. They think, well, I'm in my 60s or 70s. My testosterone is supposed to be low now. And unfortunately, too many doctors reinforce that belief. They might run a test, see that testosterone is within normal range, even if it's at the very bottom, and send men home with no real solutions. But here's the truth that the medical establishment doesn't emphasize enough. Normal for your age and optimal for your health are two very different things. Yes, testosterone naturally declines as you age. That's biology. But how much it declines and how low it goes is largely influenced by lifestyle factors you can control. When I examined Marcus and reviewed his comprehensive labs, I found what I expected. His total testosterone was technically normal at 320 ng/dL, but that's barely above the clinical threshold for low testosterone. For a man to feel vibrant, energetic, and fully himself, we typically want to see levels between 500 to 900 ng/dL. His free testosterone, the active form, was even worse. And his estrogen was elevated, which happens when testosterone gets converted to estrogen through a process called aromatization. But here's the critical part. These imbalances are often addressable through natural interventions. I put Marcus on a specific protocol that started with one simple addition to his morning routine, something natural, backed by solid research, that specifically supports healthy testosterone production and balance. 3 months later, Marcus came back for follow-up labs and evaluation. And before he even spoke, I could see the difference. His posture was straighter. His eyes had that spark back. Dr. Lina, he said with a genuine smile, I feel like myself again. I have energy. I'm building muscle. My mood is better. And he paused with a slight grin. Let's just say my wife is very happy with the changes. He wasn't just talking about physical symptoms. He was talking about reclaiming his identity, his vitality, his sense of being a fully alive man. So let me explain exactly what's happening inside your body when testosterone declines, and why this matters for far more than just your intimate life. Testosterone is often thought of as just being related to male function, but that's a massive oversimplification. Testosterone is a master hormone that affects virtually every system in your body. Number 1, energy and metabolism. Testosterone directly influences how your body produces and uses energy. Low testosterone is associated with chronic fatigue, increased body fat, especially abdominal fat, and reduced metabolic rate. Number 2, muscle mass and strength. Testosterone is essential for building and maintaining muscle tissue. When levels drop, you experience accelerated muscle loss, called sarcopenia, decreased strength, and difficulty recovering from exercise. Number 3, bone density. Testosterone supports bone health. Low levels increase your risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Number 4, cognitive function. Testosterone receptors exist throughout your brain. Healthy levels support memory, focus, mental clarity, and mood regulation. Low testosterone is linked to brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and even depression. Number 5, cardiovascular health. Testosterone supports healthy blood vessel function and circulation. Optimal levels are associated with better heart health. Number 6, intimate function. Yes, testosterone is crucial for drive, function, and satisfaction. But as you can see, it's just one piece of a much larger picture. Now, as you age, several factors contribute to declining testosterone. Natural aging. The Leydig cells in your testes that produce testosterone become less efficient. Increased aromatase activity. An enzyme called aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. As you age, especially if you carry excess body fat, aromatase activity increases, stealing your testosterone and elevating estrogen. SHBG increase. Sex hormone binding globulin, SHBG, binds to testosterone, making it unavailable for use. SHBG naturally increases with age. Lifestyle factors. Poor sleep, chronic stress, inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, lack of exercise, and poor diet all suppress testosterone production. Environmental factors. Exposure to endocrine disruptors, chemicals that interfere with hormones, from plastics, pesticides, and other sources. Here's the good news. While you can't stop the natural aging process, you can address many of these other factors. And that's where the ingredient I'm about to share comes in. So what is this testosterone supporting ingredient that urologists are increasingly recommending? Fenugreek. Specifically, fenugreek seed extract added to your morning coffee. Now, I know some of you may have heard of fenugreek before. It's been used in traditional medicine for centuries, but modern research has revealed exactly why it's so powerful for supporting healthy testosterone levels. Here's what fenugreek does inside your body. Number 1, blocks the enzyme that steals your testosterone. Fenugreek contains compounds called saponins, particularly one called protodiosine. These compounds have been shown to inhibit the enzyme 5-alpha reductase, which converts testosterone to DHT. And more importantly, they inhibit aromatase, the enzyme that converts testosterone to estrogen. By blocking these conversions, fenugreek helps you keep more of the testosterone your body produces in its active, usable form. Number 2, increases free testosterone. Remember SHBG, that protein that binds to testosterone and makes it unavailable? Studies have shown that fenugreek can help reduce SHBG binding, increasing your free testosterone, the form that actually does the work in your body. Number 3, supports luteinizing hormone. Fenugreek has been shown to support healthy levels of luteinizing hormone, LH, which is the signal that tells your testes to produce testosterone. Number 4, reduces stress hormones. Fenugreek has adaptogenic properties, meaning it helps your body manage stress. High cortisol, your stress hormone, directly suppresses testosterone production. By helping regulate cortisol, fenugreek creates a more favorable environment for testosterone. The research. Multiple clinical studies have demonstrated fenugreek's effectiveness. A study published in the journal Phytotherapy Research showed that men taking fenugreek experienced significant increases in free testosterone and improvements in strength and body composition. Research in the International Journal of Sport Nutrition and Exercise Metabolism found that fenugreek supplementation improved both testosterone levels and various aspects of male function. Another study showed improvements not just in hormone levels, but in energy, mood, and overall quality of life. Real-world results. In clinical practice, I typically see men experience noticeable improvements within 6 to 12 weeks of consistent fenugreek supplementation, especially when combined with the lifestyle factors we'll discuss shortly. Let me tell you exactly what happened with Marcus, the retired teacher I mentioned earlier. I started him on a protocol that included fenugreek extract. I recommended he take a quality supplement, 600 mg of standardized extract, with his morning coffee. The coffee actually helps with absorption, and the routine makes it easy to remember. The first few weeks, Marcus didn't notice dramatic changes. This is normal. Hormone optimization takes time. Your body needs to adjust, recalibrate, and build momentum. But around week 4, he called my office. Dr. Narita, I think something's happening. I woke up this morning and actually felt like getting out of bed. I had energy to go to the gym. By week 8, the changes were undeniable. He'd gained back 5 pounds of muscle. His strength in the gym had increased noticeably. His afternoon fatigue had disappeared. By week 12, when we ran follow-up labs, his total testosterone had increased from 320 to 580 ng/dl. His free testosterone had nearly doubled, and his estrogen had come down to a healthier range. But what really struck me was what he said during that appointment. Dr. Narita, I didn't realize how much of myself I'd lost until I got it back. I'm present with my grandkids. I'm motivated to work on projects. My wife and I are connecting again in every way. I feel like a man again, not just an old man waiting around. His voice was steady. Confidence. There was no shame anymore, just gratitude and renewed vitality. Now, was fenugreek the only intervention? No. We also addressed several other critical factors that I'm about to share with you. But the fenugreek was the cornerstone, the foundation that made everything else work better, and it can do the same for you. Let me give you the exact protocol I recommend for using fenugreek to support healthy testosterone levels. Step 1. Choose quality fenugreek. Not all fenugreek supplements are created equal. You want standardized extract. Look for 50% saponins or products like Testofen, which is a researched form, 600 milligram daily dose. Some men do well with 300 milligram twice daily from a reputable brand that does third-party testing. Step 2. The morning coffee method. Take your fenugreek supplement with your morning coffee. The caffeine and compounds in coffee may enhance absorption, and the routine makes it easy to stay consistent. If you're using fenugreek powder, the whole seed ground up, you can add 1/2 to 1 teaspoon directly to your coffee, though the extract form is more concentrated and effective. Step 3. Timing and consistency. Take fenugreek daily, preferably at the same time each morning. Consistency is absolutely crucial for hormone optimization. If you're taking 600 mg per day, some men prefer to split it into 300 mg with breakfast and 300 mg with dinner for more stable blood levels throughout the day. Step 4. Be patient. This is not a quick fix. You need at least 8 to 12 weeks of consistent use to see meaningful results. Your hormones don't change overnight. Give your body time to respond. Step 5. Stack with supportive practices. Fenugreek works best when combined with these testosterone-supporting lifestyle factors. Strength training, resistance exercise is one of the most powerful testosterone boosters. 2 to 3 sessions per week. Quality sleep. 7 to 8 hours of deep sleep is when your body produces most of its testosterone. Sleep quality directly impacts hormone levels. Protein intake. Adequate protein supports muscle maintenance and hormone production. Healthy fats. Testosterone is made from cholesterol. Include healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fatty fish. Reduce sugar and processed foods. High blood sugar and insulin suppress testosterone production. Manage stress. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which suppresses testosterone. Important considerations. Always talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you're on medications. If you have prostate concerns, discuss this with your urologist. Fenugreek is generally considered safe, but individual medical history matters. Get baseline labs before you start so you can track your progress objectively. Now, if you're still watching, that tells me you're serious about optimizing your testosterone and reclaiming your vitality. So please, hit that subscribe button right now and drop a comment. What's the number one symptom of low testosterone you're dealing with right now? I read every single comment and I'm here to support you. Adding fenugreek to your routine is a powerful step. But if you're making any of these 5 critical mistakes, you're sabotaging your testosterone levels and fighting an uphill battle. Let's go through them one by one. Mistake number 5, not prioritizing quality sleep. This might be the most underestimated testosterone killer there is. Here's what most men don't realize. The majority of your daily testosterone production happens while you're sleeping, particularly during deep REM sleep. When you don't get enough quality sleep, or when your sleep is fragmented and shallow, your body simply doesn't produce adequate testosterone. It's that direct, the biological impact. Research shows that men who sleep less than 5 to 6 hours per night have testosterone levels 10 to 15% lower than men who get 7 to 8 hours. That might not sound like much, but over time, it's the difference between feeling vital and feeling depleted. Poor sleep also elevates cortisol, your stress hormone. High cortisol directly suppresses testosterone production through multiple pathways. The emotional impact. When you're sleep deprived and your testosterone is low, you feel irritable, unmotivated, foggy-brained, and emotionally flat. Everything feels harder than it should. The fix. Make sleep a non-negotiable priority. Go to bed and wake up at consistent times, even on weekends. Keep your bedroom cool, around 65 to 68 degrees. Fahrenheit is ideal. Make your room completely dark, blackout curtains, cover LED lights, no screens for at least an hour before bed. Consider magnesium glycinate 30 to 60 minutes before bed to support deep sleep. Address any sleep apnea or frequent urination issues that disrupt sleep. One of my patients made sleep his #1 priority for 3 months. His testosterone increased by over 100 ng/dL from sleep optimization alone before we even added supplements. Mistake number 4, carrying excess body fat. Here's a hard truth. Excess body fat, especially around your midsection, is one of the most potent testosterone suppressors. Fat tissue isn't just storage. It's metabolically active. And one of the things it does is produce aromatase, that enzyme that converts your testosterone into estrogen. The more body fat you carry, particularly visceral fat around your organs, the more aromatase activity you have, and the more of your precious testosterone gets converted to estrogen. The biological impact. This creates a vicious cycle. Low testosterone makes it easier to gain fat and harder to build muscle. The increased fat produces more aromatase. More aromatase converts more testosterone to estrogen. Lower testosterone makes fat loss even harder. Elevated estrogen in men causes gynecomastia, breast tissue development, more fat storage, especially in the hips and chest, water retention, mood changes, reduced drive and function. The emotional impact. Carrying excess weight affects how you see yourself. It impacts your confidence, your willingness to be intimate, your sense of masculinity. The fix. You don't need to get shredded. But getting to a healthier body composition makes a massive difference. Focus on losing 1 to 2 pounds per week through sustainable diet changes. Prioritize protein, 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of target body weight. Reduce refined carbs and sugar dramatically. Incorporate resistance training to build muscle while losing fat. Be patient and consistent. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I've seen men increase their testosterone by 200 to 300 ng/dL simply by losing 20 to 30 pounds of fat. The body composition change alone can be transformative. Mistake number 3, living in chronic stress. Chronic, unmanaged stress is absolutely devastating to testosterone levels. Here's why. When you're stressed, your body produces cortisol from the same precursor hormone, pregnenolone, that it uses to make testosterone. Your body prioritizes survival over reproduction. So when cortisol demand is high, testosterone production gets shut down. This is called the cortisol steal. Your body literally steals the raw materials for testosterone to make more stress hormones instead. The biological impact. Chronically elevated cortisol directly suppresses testosterone production in the testes, increases SHBG, binding up what little testosterone you have, promotes abdominal fat storage, disrupts sleep, causes muscle breakdown, increases inflammation. The emotional impact. Chronic stress combined with low testosterone creates a psychological state of feeling constantly overwhelmed, defeated, and unable to cope. You lose your resilience. Small problems feel insurmountable. The fix. You need daily stress management practices. Deep breathing. Just 10 minutes of slow, deep breathing can lower cortisol significantly. Time in nature. Walking in nature reduces stress hormones measurably. Meditation or mindfulness. Even 5 to 10 minutes daily makes a difference. Physical activity. Movement burns off stress hormones. Social connection. Isolation increases stress. Connect with people you care about. Set boundaries. Learn to say no. Protect your time and energy. I had a patient who was a high-stress executive. His testosterone was 280 despite being in good physical shape. We focused on stress management as much as supplements. 6 months later, his testosterone was over 500, and he told me he felt more calm and capable than he had in a decade. Mistake number 2, avoiding resistance training. If you're only doing cardio or not exercising at all, you're missing one of the most powerful natural testosterone boosters available. Resistance training, lifting weights, using resistance bands, or even challenging bodyweight exercises sends a powerful signal to your body. We need to be stronger. We need more muscle. We need more testosterone. The biological impact. Resistance training triggers acute testosterone release during and after workouts, increases testosterone receptor sensitivity. Your body gets better at using the testosterone you have, builds muscle mass, which itself supports higher testosterone levels, improves insulin sensitivity, which indirectly supports hormone production, reduces body fat, particularly when combined with proper nutrition. The emotional impact. Building strength makes you feel capable and confident. There's something